Thinking about relocating to Spokane, Washington? Whether you're here for the outdoor lifestyle or the Spokane community, I think you might find that this is just the right place for you. Welcome back to Living in Spokane, Washington. If you're new here, my name's Hunter McKay, and I'm your real estate broker. If you're looking to prepare for home ownership, I'm here to answer any questions you may have. Drop a comment or shoot me a message on my cell phone. Feel free to call anytime, and we'll be in touch. One of the biggest things people love about Spokane is their outdoor activities. I walked out of my bedroom this morning, and my roommate looked at me and said, "Hey, I'm already back from a 45-minute bike ride." And that was really fun for him, but I don't like to bike ride. And so I got to go on an hour walk all around this beautiful Centennial Trail that is 5 minutes from my house. And then I got to walk by a river. And I live in a pretty downtown-ish feeling area. I'm 4 blocks from a brewery. I'm 8 blocks from my gym, which is like literally the corner of Main Street in downtown. And I still got to walk by a river on a 45-minute walk out of my front door. That's all pretty cool. In addition to that, I'm 45 minutes away from 11 different lakes. There are 3 different ski mountains within 2.5 hours. And if I expand that to 3.5 hours, there's like 7 different ski mountains. So the limitless outdoor activities are amazing. Despite Spokane being a generally smaller population city, it's the biggest population center that supports a growing and robust rural area around us. We're actually the biggest city between Seattle and Minneapolis-St. Paul on the I-90. What that really means is we get an amazing amount of activity because we're the center of commerce. And so 2 of my favorite activities that happens here annually are Bloomsday and Hoop Fest. Bloomsday is a 7-mile run that I did one time, and I walked it. It took me, 3.5 hours. There are people that come from all over the world, and it's usually people from Kenya who complete it in an astounding, hour and a half. I could never. And so people come from all over the world, and for that week that Bloomsday is happening, it's amazing how much culture hits the city and the streets. It's so cool to meet all of the different people that are traveling from all over the world that come to Spokane, of all places, for this annual Bloomsday event that is so popular and amazing. The other one that's super fun is Hoop Fest. It's a 3-on-3 basketball tournament, and I think it's still one of the largest in North America. It's an amazing downtown event where they shut down almost every square inch of downtown and fill it with basketball hoops. And regardless of how hot it is, people are out there throwing it down on the mat, getting a 3-on-3 tournament, and it's kind of fun to go. I'm terrible at basketball now, but it's still fun to watch. Next thing we want to talk about is the cost of living. And I'm not going to lie, folks, it's just expensive to be an adult right now. Like, walking outside your front door and breathing air costs $25. It's just like, sorry, life hack, we're going to just take this from your bank account. And so I remember when my family moved me here when I was 10, that was 20 years ago now at this point, Spokane was cheap compared to Las Vegas. It was crazy how much less expensive it was to move here. Unfortunately, to have that same effect in 2024, you got to move to like Topeka, Kansas to have that kind of impact. And I've been to Topeka, Kansas. You don't want to visit there. It's not as much fun as Spokane, not anywhere near. And so, is it as cheap as it used to be? No, it's pretty expensive compared to what it used to be 20 years ago. But if we compare to Spokane, to Seattle, or to Boise, Idaho, or to Portland, it's pretty incredible the amount of resources and fun stuff there is to do around here in nature. And the price of homes is still pretty accessible for someone who's going to have a double income family. There are a lot of great housing options in all different areas of the city, and it really is a fairly accessible place to live. I think one thing my generation thinks about a lot right now is, how is the environment going to affect the way that I live? At least that's something that I think about a lot. And being here in Spokane, I'm grateful that we have super clean air. We still have a lot of natural forest land around us, and we have amazing access to water almost everywhere we go in the surrounding city area. So as things get more expensive for water access and for access to clean air, I think that Spokane is going to continuously be at the forefront of a really wonderful place to live. One of the things that all of my clients who move here from somewhere else mention to me is how nice and kind everyone is. It's really amazing how consistently I hear that feedback. People in Spokane smile at you. They wave. On my morning walk, I know every single one of the dogs' names. I cannot remember their owners, but I get to see Apollo and Apollo's dad. I get to see Ruby and Birdie, the Bernedoodle, and Ruby's mom, and all of my other neighbors whom I can never remember their names. Sorry, folks, if you're watching the video. But they have all of their dogs, and they all know Wesley, my dog. And so it's fun. I was even walking through the night market on Wednesdays in Kendall Yards, and someone random just stopped me and says, "Hey, I recognize your dog." And then we realized we recognized each other, but first she recognized my dog. And so it's a very fun area where people are kind to each other and still have a neighborly vibe in most parts of the city. The reason my family first moved here was because they wanted to get out of Las Vegas because it was hard to find a really good and stable school district that was also very safe. And Spokane is renowned for having a ton of really good schools. Central Valley School District is one in particular that ranks incredibly highly, both in college placement and general just approval from local administration and parents. I was also in the Meade School District. I actually went to a private school that was outside of it, but we originally moved to Spokane because of how highly ranked the Meade School District was nationwide. And it continues to be a really amazing school district in the north part of Spokane. But in addition to the public school systems that are so strong here in Spokane, there are a lot of really strong private academies as well, both religious and non-denominational. St. George's is a non-religious academy, and then there's also the Oakwood Christian Classical Academy. Both provide a very high-end learning experience for K through 12 and provide extremely high college placement. In addition to the really strong K through 12 base education, a lot of people would choose to stay locally for college because Gonzaga and Whitworth universities are both here locally. And then we also have Eastern Washington just outside of Spokane in Cheney, but then there are River Point campuses that are satellite campuses right in the downtown core that provide easier access for certain students. A lot of people in Spokane complain that the job market is not that fantastic. I'll be honest, I've lived here for 20 years and I've never had a problem making money. So when I look at the real job market, I notice one thing. This city moves slower than any other place I've ever lived. Even though it's a big bustling city and things need to get done, the city moves at its own pace. And if you forget to follow up or don't remind people what's going on, it might not happen on time or at all. And so I get really good at communicating my expectations, being really positive and polite, and giving a shitload of grace to anyone who does not show up on time, because a lot of the city just doesn't happen on time for all parts of business. And that can create this discordant breakdown for anyone who's expecting things to happen smoothly or quickly. It's your job to create your experience here for the job market, whether or not you're going to be your own business, a 1099 contractor for someone else, or getting a standard W-2 job. You gotta hustle. If you work in the medical field, there's gonna be tons of work for you. We have so many different hospitals. Kaiser came in and bought up like 13 different offices, and we still have 3 different distinct hospital groups besides Kaiser. So if you are in any kind of medical practice, there's probably a job here for you. I'm not in that sector or industry, so I'm not sure about it, but I'm quite certain that they're always looking for folks. Addition to that, there is a huge teacher shortage throughout most of the districts in Spokane. I have heard that getting into one of the districts is still challenging because they prefer to hire internally rather than externally. But I do know that there's a huge teacher shortage, and I have seen an innumerous number of dental practices. I don't really understand how we can have so many dentists and orthodontists, but that's the thing that I see just all over the place in the city. One of the biggest industry changes that we've had in the last 10 to 15 years was Amazon. They came to town and have developed 2 mega centers for their shipping departments here, and that produces quite a bit of jobs at all different levels. If you come with remote work, that's always a fantastic way to transition into the city. Even if it's not a job that you plan on keeping long term, it can help you bridge the gap while you get to know a lot of the local people and make connections. That way you can find a job that really suits you here on the ground. All right, one of the last things I want to talk about is the climate and the weather. I am a sun bug. I love one season, summer. It is my favorite season. I love hot. The other 3 seasons, not my jam. And so Spokane, really beautiful for the 3 months of summer. It's even pretty nice in spring. Fall, also acceptable. Winter, not my favorite season. I don't like snow. If you like snow, come to Spokane in winter. It's a great place. But for me, I really love to go to California and avoid being here in winter because I like the sun. If you're a Four Seasons kind of person, you're going to love all parts of Spokane. I have a friend who loves skiing and he relishes winter. I do not really understand him, but he does not understand me because he hides in his house in AC in the summer months. I go to the lake, and there's all kinds of different people. And so just come check out the Four Seasons and enjoy. Are you thinking about moving to Spokane? What aspects of the city are most important to you? Drop a comment and let us know. If you found this video helpful, thank you for staying till the end, and don't forget to hit like and subscribe and hit the bell icon. That way you're notified of our next video when it's upcoming. Thanks for watching today's video, and we'll see you next time.